In my last video, we talked all about low porosity hair, and today we're going to talk about high porosity hair. Obviously, I showed you last video, I have low porosity hair, so I cannot do the floating test like I did in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it up here. But I'll kind of give you some visuals of what high porosity hair looks like, and in the float test, what will happen. You're gonna pull one strand of clean, dry hair. You're gonna get a bowl of water or a cup of water, and you are going to fill it up, put that hair strand in. If you have high porosity hair, that baby's gonna sink all the way down to the very bottom. So why does this happen for high porosity hair? It's because there's gaps and holes in the cuticle to where that water is quickly absorbing in it and sinking that hair to the bottom. Well, what does that mean for the hair left on your head? What does that look like? Typically, it's a little frizzier, it's drier looking, it does not look soft and smooth. You definitely don't have oily hair, and sometimes it's just really hard to kind of lock in moisture on your hair when you have high porosity hair. But hey, don't you fret, we can change this with a few tips and kind of tricks on how to add moisture back into your hair, even though it doesn't want to hold on to it. Let's talk all about it. So again, the cuticles have holes and gaps. So the reason why the hair sank is because it's trying to suck in all that water in it. But typically, it doesn't hold on to the water. So you'll notice when you get your hair, like say wet in the shower, or you get out of the pool, your hair will be super soaking wet, but then a lot of the water will drip off of your hair. And then your hair typically will dry super fast because it won't lock in. So how do we get that hair to hold on to water? So tip number one, we wanna seal the moisture in. And since your hair is super dry, it can handle kind of those heavier oils. It can handle heavier creams. Unlike low porosity hair that cannot handle it, that hair gets super oily. So for this hair, you're gonna wanna use shea butter, avocado oils, maybe even castor oil to really kind of penetrate that cuticle and add in a lot of moisture into the hair. In low porosity hair, I told you about a certain type of layering method for your product. In high porosity hair, you're gonna do it a little bit differently to help seal that product in. So tip number two, you are going to use the LCO method. So you're gonna do a leave-in, then you're gonna do like your oil or say that shea butter or castor oil I talked about, and then you're gonna do creams because your hair is dry. It's typically more frizzy. So you want to layer the product, layer that leave-in. The leave-in is going to kind of fill in those gaps in the cuticle. And then you're going to use kind of that super kind of heavy hitting oil and cream to kind of create that super like barrier to lock in that leave-in that you did, but then you want it to be soft. So you're going to use a cream at the very end. So then those curls, which typically when you have high porosity hair, you do have texture to your hair. So you want those curls to still be moisturized and soft. So that's when you use that cream. So don't forget, you're going to use the LOC method in layering your hair products. That's tip number two. Let's move on to tip number three. So I said you have gaps in your hair. Well, how do we permanently fill those gaps? Typically, you're going to need a protein-rich product or shampoo, leave-in conditioner to add proteins back into your hair to kind of fill those gaps. There is a routine that you have to do to it, so you're not gonna do it every single day because overloading protein is not good. It makes your hair almost too strong and it'll make it brittle. So you want to do this every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on kind of your hair, I would say kind of texture, whether you're fine or thick. If your hair is thicker in texture, you can handle a little bit more often. You can do more 4 weeks. But if you have finer hair, you may want to shift it to more of like a 6-week time period of doing kind of those protein treatments on your hair. Again, this is going to help strengthen and rebuild that cuticle so then you don't have any more gaps in your hair to kind of avoid the high porosity. All right, tip number 4, high porosity hair, you need cool rinses. Unlike low porosity hair, high porosity hair, you want to kind of seal that cuticle. All those frayed, kind of frizzy ends, you want those to get sucked back in, and cool water will do that. Seal the cuticle, add shine back into it, and make it look smoother. So you're gonna do a very cool shot at the end of your shower or when you're washing your hair to seal that cuticle back up. Tip number 5, you are gonna avoid heat. That is any of your styling tools, blow drying, anything that is going to open the cuticle. Again, I just told you we want to seal that cuticle and using cold water. So try to avoid heat tools on your hair so we can keep that cuticle from being kind of blown out and just frizzy looking. So try to embrace your natural texture and curl using that other layering method of your hair products, and just let her be natural and air dry. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bonus tip. You do want to use a silk or a satin pillowcase or hair ties. So when you're sleeping, you don't want to be rubbing your hair all over your pillowcase and roughing up that cuticle, because again, it naturally already is like that. So if you can use a silk or satin pillowcase or hair tie, it's gonna keep your hair feeling super soft and not wild and crazy when you wake up in the morning. So with all these tips, you can shift the porosity of your hair. Our goal is to be more of a medium porosity. You definitely don't want to be low, you don't want to be too high, you want to be right smack dab in the middle. So you really want to take all of those tips I told you, and that will shift your hair porosity. Again, this takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. You will have to do your due diligence to make sure you're doing those steps, but you will notice a huge difference in your hair type. Again, I personally don't have high porosity hair, but I'll pop up a couple pictures, and all of these guys and gals have high porosity hair. So if your hair is looking like any of these pictures, you too, my friend, probably have high porosity hair, and this video will be a game changer in changing your hair type. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment box below. And as always, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.